Rock Talk.
Hi, this is Rich Gerard, host of Gerard at Large in the Morning, the Manchester area's only locally owned, locally operated, focused, and interested, riveting radio show, heard live every Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 on 90.7 FM WLMW, New Hampshire Family Radio, and available 24/7 live or archived at gerardatlarge.com. Be sure to tune in.
It's Rock Talk. That's really loud. Sorry about that. Welcome back. Mike Rogers, Greg Moore. I'm Steve McDonald. We have Kimberly Morin on the line. And more news about Maureen Mann.
I knew that was coming. Now I'm going to say that and think that every time I write her name.
Good. See, we're all about the nicknames here. So
they call me the Boston Mangler.
Right.
No name is safe.
You guys know there's a special election coming up on May 19th in Rockingham District 32, which incorporates Nottingham, Northwood, Deerfield, and Candia.
Yeah.
I think you guys have had Yvonne Dean-Bailey on. She's a Republican running. And then there's Maureen Mann, the Democrat, who's running. And to make no mistake, I typically don't really get too involved in elections. It depends, really depends on because there's 400 state reps. I don't have time for all of that. So I wasn't involved in this election at all, but I kept seeing on Twitter that Democrats were pushing Maureen Mann, and then I kept seeing letters to the editor that were really demeaning and condescending towards Yvonne Dean-Bailey because she's 19 years old, not 72 like Maureen Mann. So I looked into it, I looked into it. I'm like, who the heck is this Maureen Mann person? Because I had no idea. I had met Yvonne Dean-Bailey a couple of times, but I didn't know who Maureen Mann was. I never heard of her before when she voted, and she was actually a state rep.
The future of the Democrat Party is really old white women.
Is she related to the corrupt Manns of Pennsylvania?
As
in Michael Hockey Stick Man?
She hasn't done that much research. Anyway.
I'm not even interested in that much research. But so I looked into it, and on her website, Mann has I got to find it. She has a quote saying how she protects individual rights. She's fiscally responsible, and she's about her constituents doing what doing what they want, whatever. So I looked into her voting record because she has one. And let me tell you, it's all lies. Not only did she vote for the buffer zone bill, but she voted to repeal Stand Your Ground, which, of course, both are against our rights. And she voted for every Obamacare bill that came across her desk, Medicaid expansion. She voted to raise taxes, et cetera, et cetera. That's not why I'm here talking about it. The thing that has gotten me, and I've written about this, and, of course, I'm just a Republican troll because I write about it.
Right, even though you're an independent.
Yeah.
I think we're being told her voting record is graded an F.
Yeah, AFP gave former Representative Mann an F rating.
Yeah, not a shocker. That's how bad she is. But because she just voted along the party line. She's typical Democrat. She voted how the Democrat Party told her to vote. But she's lying because it's a Republican district. She's lying to voters and saying, I'm bipartisan and I'm, all these things that Republicans want to hear or want in a representative. She's lying and saying she is when she's not. So, but the thing about this is, reading all these letters to the editor, they must really be scared about of Dean-Bailey because they're like in overtime with all these letters to the editor and pushing Mann. And what I found is some of the reasoning behind why Yvonne Dean-Bailey shouldn't be the rep because she doesn't own a home or pay property taxes. And
neither did Maggie Hassan.
Exactly. Maggie Hassan was a state legislator, and she didn't. And when she ran for governor, she still didn't own a home or pay property taxes, although she certainly voted to raise them on people when she was in the state legislature. So it's okay for Maggie Hassan running for governor to not own a home or pay property tax, but not for Yvonne Dean-Bailey. Really?
I seem to recall back in 2012 when there was an ad, I think it was the Republican Governors Association ran it, that criticized Governor Hassan for not paying property taxes.
Yep.
And maybe I've totally lost my mind in the last few years, but I seem to recall the left as a whole in the New Hampshire Democratic Party coming out and rather violently attacking that ad as being totally inappropriate.
I can tell you that I posted the ad. No exposition. No words from me. Just the title and the video. And in 2012, that was the most commented on post on Granite Rock. Just the video. So we could go there and pull quotes from people who will be like Timothy Horrigan and others that say, "Oh, that doesn't matter. You're just being mean."
Yeah, I wrote about it too. I posted the video and wrote about it too for Examiner because here Hassan was raising taxes, but yet she wasn't going to have to be responsible for the downfall of paying them.
Oh, wait. You know what it is. This is what it is. You have to be. If Yvonne Dean-Bailey was the elitist left-wing president of a very exclusive private school that they don't want regular children to attend, then it would be okay.
Well, that goes to the next point.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm feeding you.
You are, because even Maureen Mann was on that troll that lives under a bridge, John Hopwood show. Listen, I knew the guy was a troll, and I knew the guy was whacked out of his mind, but I had never seen him in person or, live on television until the other day when I was watching this video, and I almost died. I was laughing so hard.
Well, we're glad you didn't.
Safety
first.
That's fabulous.
So she's on the show, and this is back in April, and she admits, I don't know my opponent very well, but she wants to make assumptions about her anyway. And she's like, and Maureen Mann thought it was great that Dean-Bailey had parents who could afford to send her to Phillips-Exeter Academy, implying they must be wealthy to do so. Except Yvonne Dean-Bailey's father died when she was a 6-year-old little girl. Her widowed mother raised her all these years by herself. Obviously, she did a damn good job. But they're trying to paint, Maureen set the tone, trying to paint Yvonne Dean-Bailey as entitled or an elitist, and that's what I've seen in comments from Democrats. She's entitled, and she's an elitist.
Well, that's the headline is Democratic left smears child of single mom.
Yeah, because they don't care about the little people. So, the other flip side to that is, okay, so what about Maureen Mann? Is she a rich elitist? I bet she is. And, of course, she's trying to paint herself as the blue dog, almost conservative Democrat, when she's really the blue rinse beach set. Well,
she's living on teacher's pension right now. I mean, she was a teacher. She's totally using that. So that's, I don't know on top of further on that, because it's not even worth going into that further, because her record speaks for itself, and that's why no one should vote for her. But this is one of my points is they're not talking about Yvonne Dean-Bailey on where she stands on issues. They're attacking her on a personal level because she went to Phillips-Exeter, which, Maggie Hassan's daughter did too. How many other Democrat daughters?
Exactly. It's a left-leaning school with a Muslim headmaster and a communist living on premises.
Yeah, but the income from Phillips-Exeter is what allowed Maggie Hassan to just be a state senator and to run for governor. She didn't have to work a job; she could do that.
Right. Well, and it's not even that. It's Yvonne Dean-Bailey got scholarships, and she worked really hard, and they're basically just being condescending and demeaning and taking that away from her that she worked really hard. I actually saw a letter to the editor, and I was shocked when I read this one. And this is what got me involved in this election. This woman said, Maureen Mann does all this stuff. She works tirelessly. I don't know how she does it. And then in the next paragraph, she said, I don't know how Yvonne Dean-Bailey is going to go to school full-time and write and be a state rep. Really? Yvonne Dean-Bailey's 19 years old. She can get 2 hours of sleep and still function.
Maureen probably needs 12.
You know what I said? That's what I'm saying. this woman really just say that? This is the kind
Apparently she doesn't know the power of Red Bull.
Or Monster.
Or Monster.
Yeah. So Greg's obviously from the younger set here, and
thanks.
He's flashing his can of Monster here as he energizes himself.
0 calories,
Saturday.
nothing but zip.
That's right. There's nothing but flame in here.
But this is the thing. Like they're saying, the letters up to the editor. One of them I saw from some guy. I can't find it now. I tried to find it again to get the exact quote, but he said something like, "Don't just vote for the pretty face." I was like, "What?"
Well, that's sexist, isn't it?
Oh,
Wow,
This is sort of a Steve Valancourt moment,
They're
huh?
just pulling all the stops out, aren't they? Well, the election's on the 19th, right?
Would they rather we voted for the troll that lives under the bridge?
Yeah, the Democrats would. But so this is my point: is they're not talking about the issues. They're saying she's too young, she doesn't own a home, she doesn't have life experience. They don't know because they don't ask her. I'm pretty sure she's had some great life experiences, and considering her life situation and the fact that she did have to work hard and she did get scholarships and she did get good grades.
If she was a Democrat, she'd be their darling because she went to Phillips-Exeter Academy. She's been an intern for a U.S. Senate candidate, a congressional candidate.
Raised by a single parent.
Raised by a single mom. This is a left-wing dream. And yet, because she doesn't agree with them, they have to trash her.
Well, that's true. And any candidate that would be normally considered to be part of their Democrat base, if you step off the reservation, they're going to trash you. It doesn't matter if you're black.
Well, they put
Hispanic.
mines all the way to the outside of the reservation.
and I'm sure Yvonne has seen this before from Mary Linda's campaign, where someone who would on paper seem to be like the ideal Democratic candidate by record, and as Mike said, she didn't follow the orthodoxy, and so therefore she needed to be savaged.
Right.
Well, and that's what it is because and it's so funny because Democrats and Republicans too always say we want to keep young people in New Hampshire. Well, this is a great example. This is a great reason for young people to want to stay. Here you have a young, intelligent woman who not only wants to stay in New Hampshire, but she wants to actually be a part of making New Hampshire better and representing her constituents. And they're slamming her and trashing her for being young.
She also went to an exclusive female left-wing education institution in Massachusetts, where they refuse to have the vagina monologues because never mind, we won't go there. She fits the profile. So anyway, you got about a minute. The special election's on May 19th, correct?
It's on May 19th.
So it's a week from Tuesday.
And what towns is that again?
It's Nottingham, Northwood, Candia, and Deerfield. It's a special election. Maureen Mann originally won during a special election because Republicans didn't get their butts out and vote. Well, now they need to because this woman, Maureen Mann, is extremely far left. Her voting record proves it. You don't even need to believe me. Go look at her voting record. And then go listen to her on the Troll That Lives Under the Bridges show to see how she is.
You might want to send us a link to that, and we'll post up the episode of The Troll Who Lives Under a Bridge.
Yeah, you can
show.
just post it yourself.
Yes, of course.
If you want. I mean, even just...
I wrote a blog. I just didn't get a chance to post it yet because I woke up late.
Well, everybody...
You didn't want to disturb the bullies.
Right.
You can put fresh content up while we're talking.
That's right. Are the dogs up yet?
No.
Okay, good for them. They're getting their beauty sleep. So, well, thank you so much for taking some time to give us these updates. Once again, everybody, the election is 10 days, a week from Tuesday. Special election, we'll be writing about it a lot in the next week, I suspect.
And Yvonne Dean-Bailey is a true conservative.
And we're going to be right back with Greg Morin from Americans for Prosperity, New Hampshire. Everybody, stay tuned. We'll be right back.